hybrid modelling. So we're going to be working with surfaces and solids simultaneously. So we're going to make a Batman keyring out of brass. So we'll open our brass template and open a sketch on our front plane. So we're going to use the sketch picture tool, which you can see here. And if that's not already on your toolbar, if you just go to options and customize and commands, you can see a list of categories here and a list of buttons here. So if you go to the sketch category, and here you can see the sketch picture button. So to get that onto your toolbar, just click and drag and it'll pop up there, and just click OK. So we're going to sketch picture and we select our image. So there's the image I'm using, Batman symbol. So you can see the coordinates here. It has a distance in the X direction of 300 millimeters and the Y direction of 188 millimeters. That's a bit big for us, so I'm going to change the X direction to 150 and it will automatically adjust the Y direction. So I want to make this midpoint here coincident with the origin. Now we can't do that like a normal sketch because it's not a normal sketch. But what we can do is we can change the X coordinate here. So the origin is at X position, so if you change this to, instead of 0 we change it to minus 75, that should push the bottom left corner out 75 millimeters and it should line up our central length, because we know that the overall length is 150 millimeters. So we'll try that, and there you can see it's lined up for us, so we can click OK. So now on the sketch I'm going to sketch a center line. And I'm going to dimension it .94. Okay, so now we have some sort of reference point to do the rest of our sketch. So the center point of this center line should be the center of the ellipse for the Batman symbol. So we'll draw our ellipse, and the center point will be the center line, the midpoint of the center line, and we draw it right up to the top. Might be a little off, but we can work around that. So now using the spline tool, you can trace over our symbol. Okay, so we can adjust our spline by clicking and dragging the points on it to try and fit our shape. Here we are. I'm just going to zoom in a bit and we'll draw the rest. We'll draw the bottom then again with the spline tool again. So this is all undefined, but as we're drawing with a spline, we don't really mind. So again, adjust our splines by clicking and dragging points on it. Okay, so now we can use our trim entities to trim away unwanted lines. Okay, so the part is symmetrical, so I'm going to mirror these entities across. So we don't need this side of the ellipse, so we can just delete that. And now mirror entities. So I'm going to select all of our sketch points and deselect the center line, then mirror about and select the center line and click OK. So there's our sketch. So now we're going to exit that sketch, and now we're going to put in a revolved surface. So I'm going to again open up another sketch on the front plane. I'm going to draw a line. I'm going to dimension that 94 millimeters. And a distance, oops, let's make that vertical, and dimension the distance from the center line of 75. And exit sketch. Okay, so now we can go to our surfaces and revolve surface. So we need our axis of revolution. So our axis of revolution will be our center line. And there you can see it's already selected our line already. So we'll change the angle to 360 degrees for a full revolution. But in this case we just need 180 degrees. And there's our surface revolution. So now we're going to go into our features tab and wrap. So now we need to select an existing sketch to wrap. So that's our Batman sketch. And now we need to select a surface, a face to wrap to. So we select the surface, revolve, and there we can see our sketch has been projected onto the curved surface. So there it is. But now we want to delete the rest of this here. So in our surfaces tab, you can see we have an option for delete face. So if we select that and select the outside of our Batman sketch, and we can delete face. So now we're just left with this. But this has no thickness. It's infinitely thin, so we can thicken in our surfaces tab again. Thicken, so a distance of 1.5 millimeters. And we need to select the air to thicken as well. So there it is. We've converted it from a surface to a solid. And last thing then is if we just open a sketch on the front plane and look normal to, just going to draw a little hole for the keyring, so we draw a sketch over here and dimension it a height of 47 and from the origin a distance of 50 and a diameter of 3 millimeters. So features extruded cut through all in the opposite direction, and there it is, our Batman keyring.